All righty. Are we here? Are we live? I'm having some technical difficulties once again. Hello, hello. Yeah. Something's going on with the camera on my phone, or not the camera, but the streaming app on my phone. So sorry for being kind of weird here and just staring at the at the screen. But all right, but I think we're good to go. So, all right. How many people we got? We got 32. Give it a couple minutes, try and wait for some people to come in. How is everyone doing today? Hold on another minute here. Just trying to get everything all set. All right, looks like we got 38 people. All right, we're off to a good start. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. Holy crap. Last night's stream was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I didn't even expect we were going to have that many people in the stream last night, previewing the trade deadline last night, and I'm blown away by. We averaged around like 150 people in the chat last night, which I mean I've seen many streams with way more than that in the live streams, but for me personally, like that's the most I've ever had. So that was crazy to me. So that was awesome. But the big thing about that, so I mean, the one thing that blew me away after the fact was we had over 100 people subscribe during that stream last night. 100 people. That is absolutely amazing. I can't believe that. That blows my mind. So last night's stream, incredible. Thank you so much. We had a lot of donations last night. The donations, I can't thank you. I can't thank you guys enough if you left a donation last night. That was amazing. I wasn't expecting any of that last night. I was expecting maybe, I don't know, 25, 30 people in the chat last night. Ended up getting over, at one point we got up to like 180 people last night. And then we got 100 subscribers during the stream last night. I'm blown away, very thankful. So if any of you are new here or if you just subscribed to the channel last night, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate that. But yeah, so if you guys do want to leave a super chat, super chats are on. So if you want a question or if you want to have a comment, that will be highlighted in the chat. So just to let you guys know, that is on. So yeah, again, what an awesome night last night. Anyway, enough of me just yapping away about last night's stream. Let's get to tonight's stream. So, holy crap! What even happened today? I mean, I was at work all day, but I was trying to do my best keeping up with all the trades happening. I was on a small break when the Mike Clevinger thing happened, so like I tweeted right away, like, holy crap, the Padres just traded for Mike Clevinger. I was wondering if it was going to happen. I didn't know if that was going to happen. I figured maybe there was another, like the Braves or maybe the Dodgers would have swooped in last night and just came out of nowhere and taken him. But holy crap, the Padres, I can't believe the deadline that they had. I can't believe I think that is potentially probably the best trade deadline a team has ever had. I asked this question for you guys last night, and you know, I asked you, if the Padres get Mike Clevinger, do you think this will be the best trade deadline for a team of all time? I mean, there have been some blockbuster trades over the years, but man, they didn't just make a blockbuster trade. They added pieces all over the place. They added not just Mike Clevinger. They added Austin Nola. They added Trevor Rosenthal. They added, going blank here. Who else did they add? Hold on a second. They also got Greg Allen in that trade, so that was an okay piece. But I know I'm missing someone here. Who else did they get? Oh, they got Mitch Moreland, of course. I'm a dummy. Can't even remember that my own player went to the Padres. But the Padres, incredible. They made so many moves. I don't think I've seen a team make that many moves at the deadline. And you know what? Man? For the Padres, they're playing well this year. And you know what? Just go for it. And that, like, but what the incredible thing is about the Padres with all these moves that they made, they didn't just make all of these moves. They made all of these moves and kept pretty much all of their top prospects. They didn't really get rid of really any like of their. I mean, if you don't count Taylor Trammell, but Taylor Trammell last year, he kind of struggled a little bit in the minor leagues. He came on a little bit in the minor league playoffs a little bit, but other than that, that was the best prospect they gave up, and he was a bit of a question mark. They kept Mackenzie Gore. They kept Luis Campusano. They kept Luis Patino. I mean, the fact that you got to keep these guys and you got all of this, like, holy cow, man. I think that an absolutely incredible deadline for the Padres. Honestly, it's in my time of all these years watching baseball, I don't think I've seen a team make that many trades. At least I can't think of one off the top of my head. But I mean, maybe there's a team that has made a lot of trades like this, but for the good of the players that they got, incredible. So let's break down this Padres Indians trade. There's a lot of players here, a lot of players involved. So it was Mike Clevinger and Greg Allen going to the Padres. In return, I actually liked the package going back to the Indians. I actually was a fan of it. I know I'm seeing a lot of people saying that the Padres or the Indians got fleeced on this deal, that they lost this trade. But man, I really like the package that went back to the Indians. First off, you get Cal Quantrill. He's 25 years old. He was, I'm trying to remember what pick he was in the draft back in 2016. I think he was the number 8 pick in the draft back in 2016. I mean, Cal Quantrill's a young righty arm. I like Cal Quantrill a lot. I was hoping the Red Sox could maybe swing a deal for him. I think his name had to have come up with the Red Sox at some point. But the Indians get back Cal Quantrill, who's a young starting pitcher. They get Josh Naylor, who's a power bat, and he's young. They got Austin Hedges, arguably the best defensive catcher in baseball. They got a shortstop of the future in Gabriel Arias with Francisco Lindor probably on his way out of town. Now they have a future shortstop, which is fantastic. He was the number 7 prospect for the Padres. They got Joey Cantillo, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He's the number 9 prospect in the Padres system. And they got Owen Miller, the number 11 prospect in the Padres system. I like this trade. I like it a lot for the Indians. I love it for the Padres, but I also really like it for the Indians. I mean, you know, the Indians were ready to move on. I think they were in a situation similar, kind of like how they were with Trevor Bauer. They were, he was at the time when Bauer was with the Indians. He had a little bit to go until free agency. He had another full season. Clevinger, I believe, isn't a free agent until after 2022. So, but I think with the Indians, that really rubbed them wrong when he kind of went against protocol with COVID and whatnot. I'm not sure what else was going on behind the scenes there. I mean, who knows if there was anything else that happened, but I think they were just ready to move on from Clevinger. Clevinger isn't like a Trevor Bauer, but he speaks his mind a bit. And it just seemed like, with the Indians, I think they were kind of just ready to kind of move on. But also at the same time, though, like I said, he is a free agent in a couple of years. Francisco Lindor, he's going to be a free agent soon. And I think this was a good package for them to get back because they're getting a lot of young guys back. I mean, they got a couple. I mean, come on here. Let's break this down. You got Cal Quantrill, who is already having a pretty decent year this year. He's been pitching mainly out of the bullpen, but he has a 2.60 ERA. He's got over 9 strikeouts per 9. You got Josh Naylor, who can just pound the ball as long as he can just make some contact. He's hitting 278 this year, 732 OPS. But either way, he's a decent first baseman. They've kind of tried playing him in the outfield a little bit. That has not really worked out. But he's a power bat, and he's young. I mentioned Austin Hedges. I love Austin Hedges. I think Austin Hedges is the best defensive catcher in baseball today. I think even better than JT Realmuto and Yasmani Grandal. The problem with Austin Hedges is he just can't hit. He can't hit anything. So, but with defense, he's probably the best backup catcher you're going to get. And you got Roberto Perez and Austin Hedges on the Indians. That's some incredible defense behind the plate. If I was a pitcher on the Indians right now, I would be stoked to have those two guys as the catchers. Hedges is incredible on defense. He has averaged over 11 defensive runs saved per season. He's got 2 so far this season. With his framing, he's saving about 11 runs per season in his career. So he's been fantastic defensively. Moving on to Gabriel Arias. Last year in the minors, hitting 302, 17 homers, 75 RBIs, and 809 OPS. This guy is definitely looked at as a really good shortstop in the future. And like I said, with Francisco Lindor probably heading out soon, they're getting a young shortstop, and I think that's a good pickup for the Indians. And then Joey Cantillo, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, a 2.26 ERA last year, and over 11 strikeouts per 9 between low and high A ball. So you're getting a pitcher with some potential there. And they're getting Owen Miller. Owen Miller, the number 11 prospect in the Padres system, a really good infielder, hitting 290 last year, 13 homers, 68 RBIs, a 785 OPS in Double-A. Just a lot of good young pieces, but also young pieces that have played in the majors already. I love this trade for the Indians. I really like it a lot. But most importantly, though, the Padres are getting someone, and they've had Chris Paddock struggling this year. To get a guy like Clevinger, that is a game changer. This National League, I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and I was thinking, right now in the National League, I mean, you got some decent teams other than the Dodgers. You got the Cubs. The Braves are kind of there. They don't really have any pitching, though. There's not really much else other than that, besides the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers, to me, were, before today, they were the clear-cut top team in the National League with some teams kind of far behind. But then in the American League, I was kind of saying, to me before the season started, I had the Yankees winning the World Series this year. And with the Yankees, to me, going into this season, they were like the clear-cut best team in the American League. But with the way the Yankees have played recently, and now it's not, they're getting injured lately. They had a long losing streak at one point. With the Yankees having all these problems, they are no longer the clear-cut favorite in the American League. And the American League, to me, right now is wide open. You got the Yankees, you got the A's, you got the Twins, you got the Indians. I mean, they traded away Mike Clevinger, but they still got a good package back, and they still got some really good pitching even without Clevinger. Now you got teams like the White Sox. I mean, so Yankees, A's, Twins, Indians, White Sox, Blue Jays are right there. They probably won't do much, but you got the Blue Jays and the Rays, of course, and the Rays. So the American League is wide open, just wide open. And I mean, but with the National League, now you got 2 teams in the National League that you could debate. Now you have a legit debate who right now is the favorite in the National League. I still think you give it to the Dodgers right now, but the Padres are a team now that can really, really, be a competitive team to the Dodgers right now. So you could definitely argue right now the Padres are capable of making it to the World Series. They have a team that may not be better top to bottom than the Dodgers right now, but they got a team that they can put out on the field and really give them a run for their money. I mean, you never know. When it comes to the playoffs, you never know what can happen. And right now, this Padres team, they're playing good baseball so far this year, and they just had this incredible deadline. Really like what the Padres did. I mean, how could you hate what the Padres did? They added pieces all over the place. Offense with Mitch Moreland, starting pitching with Mike Clevinger, bullpen with Trevor Rosenthal. I mean, come on. This is just like, it's crazy. And they got Austin Nola, another bat for the lineup. I mean, I don't know. What else is there to say? There's just nothing else to say when it comes to the Padres right now. This is a really fun team right now. And so, yeah. What do you guys think? Tell me in the chat down below. What do you guys think right now? What are you thinking of the Padres? Give me a, right now, kind of put like a letter grade in the chat. What do you think? Would you give the Padres an A, a B, a C? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Got A's all across the board. Ooh, we got an A- from Cole. We got an S- from Taco Bell's new bean burrito. We got A's all over the place. I mean, I think it's a, pretty well deserved, honestly. A's, A's, A's. I mean, to me, this could be one of the greatest trade deadlines ever, in my opinion. What a performance here from the front office. I mean, wow. Unbelievable. But what the impressive thing to me is with the Padres, not trying to just frigging jump all over the Padres here, but holy cow, man. Like, I don't think I've seen that before. A-, too many catchers. That's an interesting take. They definitely got a lot of catchers right now. They have to, I mean, you're wondering if maybe Meja, if they're going to keep Meja just out, I don't know. I wonder, Austin, I wonder if they did try to trade Meja. I really wonder about that. But yeah, overall, a great couple of days for the Padres, man. Absolutely great couple of days. Also, just to give you guys a reminder, if you can, please like this stream. We'll be here for a little bit tonight. I don't think we're not gonna be here as long as I was last night. I was here last night for a long time. Not really all because of me, but the Phillies and the Braves last night were, I don't even know how long that game was. I think that game ended up being easily over 4 hours. All right, so right now, let me just take a look through the chat, see what you guys are saying. We're going to go over all the trades before we get out of here tonight. I'm going to go over some disappointments tonight. So what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Robbie, how do I feel about the Phillies deadline? I'll get to the Phillies here in a little bit. I like what the Phillies did. I think they added to that bullpen that really needed some help. I believe they were ranked 23rd when it came to relief pitching. So I think that was good on the Phillies. They added Brandon Workman, Heath Hembry. They added another guy today too. Who did they add? They added David Phelps as well. So I think that was a good trade deadline for the Phillies. They addressed a weakness. So right now the Phillies are playing, some good baseball. They lost last night, but Jake Arrieta did not help them out last night at all. So, but let's move on here. Enough talking about the Padres. Let's take a look at kind of what else is going on. So right now I want to move on to the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays had a pretty decent day. I mean, they added a couple of guys, and they didn't really have to give up too much. Starting off with Jonathan Villar, they sent back their number 16 prospect, Griffin Connie. So I mean, they're not losing too much trading for Jonathan Villar. They lost Bo Bichette, but when it came to, trying to get a guy to replace Bo Bichette, I think Jonathan Villar is a decent bat. He's not really going to give you much when it comes to advanced stats, but with Jonathan Villar, he's going to hit a little bit, but he's got some speed. He's already got 9 stolen bases on the year. So, I mean, right now the Blue Jays, they're 16th in runs score or runs created through base running. So I think they could use a bit of pep there. And so Jonathan Villar, he's got some speed. He'll help out on the bases. So, but yeah, they just made a couple of low-key moves today. I mean, it's funny that you call Robbie Ray, trading for Robbie Ray a low-key move, but Robbie Ray he's just been pretty bad this year, man. The Blue Jays, they do rank 23rd in starting pitching so far this year. So adding Robbie Ray, who knows, maybe they could figure something out with him. He is just walking guys left and right. He has 9 walks per 9 on the year. That's just awful. I mean, he's striking out a lot of guys. He's going to help there. The Blue Jays are 18th in strikeouts per 9. So right now, he's going to help you out with the strikeouts, but maybe they see something with Robbie Ray that, they're not giving up a lot of guys. I mean, like I said, they had to give up their number 16 prospect for Jonathan Villar, but I think a decent day for the Blue Jays. They didn't go crazy. I think that's good for the Blue Jays. I don't think they need to be trading away any big name guys at the moment. They're not really in a position like the Padres are, where right now the Padres are one of the better teams in the National League. So right now with the Padres, I think they were in a better position to really push the needle, but the Blue Jays, not so much. I mean, the Blue Jays are playing good, but I don't think I think they need to kind of stick to being patient. That's what they've been doing for the last couple of years. So I think the Blue Jays, I think it was good to make a couple little moves, couple moves to make your team better. It sucks that Bo Bichette went down. So, if Bo Bichette's still there, they're not trading for Jonathan Villar, I don't think. So right now, I think for the Blue Jays, they didn't give up too much today, and I think that's good. So you got a guy, Jonathan Villar. He's going to help out your lineup a little bit. He's going to help you on the bases a little bit. Robbie Ray, hopefully, maybe they could figure something out with him. So you're going to get strikeouts with Robbie Ray, but he's going to walk a lot of guys too. So we'll have to just see how that goes. Hold on one second, everyone. I got to plug my iPad in. I'm about to die. All right, so let me know in the chat, everyone. What do you think? What do you think about the Blue Jays today? What grade would you give the Toronto Blue Jays for this year's trade deadline? Seeing a lot of B's so far. We got a B, we got a B plus, we got a B plus. Could have done better on the bullpen, definitely. Brad, I think they could have used another bullpen arm. Orioles 2041 World Champions with an A minus. Taco Bell's new bean burrito with a B plus. Jake Iggy, what's up, Jake? How you doing, buddy? Welcome, my friend. B plus from Jake. B plus from Pacman Wizard. Cobra with a C. Miles Houston with a C. Austin C. We got a lot of grades just all over the place right now. I'd say for me personally, I'd say for the Blue Jays, I don't know. I'll say a B minus. I don't think they really did like a ton, but I think they did a little bit to, kind of improve their team for what it was this year. So, yeah, I'll say B minus for the Blue Jays this year. Do like the moves, but Dynamic Cub 40. What are we voting on? Give a grade for the Blue Jays. What do you think of the Blue Jays for the trade deadline this year, what grade would you give the Blue Jays? I'm giving them a B-. That's what I'm going to give them, a B-. Because they were active. They made some moves. Jake, I'm going to be talking about the Marlins right now. I'm just kind of waiting on what everyone thinks about the Blue Jays. So I'm seeing a lot of C+, some Bs, a couple As. So I'd say we're probably around maybe, I'd say a B for the Blue Jays. That seems about right. BZ Baseball. Check their Twitter. They got Stripling. Talking about Ross Stripling? Did he go somewhere? Oh, the Dodgers got... Oh, wow. I didn't even see this. Wow. The Blue Jays got Ross Stripling? Wow. Why? Oh, everyone, we got to hold the phone here. We got to hold the phone. Hold on a second. The Blue Jays got Ross Stripling. I didn't even see this. When I was doing my notes earlier, oh, well, okay, he's not having that. He was having a pretty good start to the year. What's going on with him? Oh, okay, never mind. I got a little excited there because I thought Ross Stripling was doing a little better this year. He got off to a pretty good start. Ross Stripling this year, 5.61 ERA, 7.23 FIP. That's not really good. That's not really good. He's only striking out 7 guys per 9. Last year, Ross Stripling was really good. He was really good. 3.47 ERA last year in 90 innings. He had about 9 strikeouts per 9. A couple years ago, he had 10 strikeouts per 9. He was an all-star a couple years ago, Ross Stripling. I still think that's a pretty big deal. I mean, like I said, Ross Stripling was an all-star a couple years ago. So he was really good a couple years ago. 10 strikeouts per 9, about 1.5 walks per 9. Hey, I mean, that could end up being a really good pickup for the Blue Jays. I'll still stick at around like a B-. I'll still stay there. I think with Ross Stripling, that's, yeah. I mean, like I said, he's not doing very good this year. Let's see if he can kind of turn it around with the Blue Jays. But yeah, so right now for the Dodgers, they're getting a couple of 2 players to be named later. So, hey, good for the Blue Jays, man. They got some pitching today. So, they did get some pitching. So, yeah, I mean, hey, you got Robbie Ray, you got Ross Stripling. So, not bad. I mean, like I said, these are 2 guys that are really struggling this year. But who knows? Maybe they really turn it around with the Blue Jays, and they really end up helping out the Blue Jays a lot. So, all right, let's move on to a trade that I actually really liked. Starling Marte to the Marlins, man. I really like that trade. Good on the Marlins, man. Good on the Marlins. I love it. I like Starling Marte a lot. But for the Marlins, man, that's a good trade. So right now the Marlins, where they need help is offense. They really need help with the offense. Let me pull up some stats here with Starling Marte. So Starling Marte right now on the year, he's hitting .311. He's got a couple homers. He's got 14 RBIs. He's playing some good baseball this year with the Diamondbacks, and I thought the Diamondbacks are going to be a really good team this year. I can't believe how just underwhelming they have played. I really thought this would be a much better team this year. I mean, it's sad to see it. You hate to see it, man. With a Diamondbacks team, 14-21, 1-9 in their last 10 games. What happened with the Diamondbacks? I don't know. I have no idea, man. But Starling Marte at least was a bright spot. So he had a pretty good year last year. He had an 845 OPS. This year he's got an 827 OPS. So I really think he's going to help out this Marlins team a lot. You got rid of Jonathan Villar, but I think with Marte, you're adding a bit more of a bat. Jonathan Villar wasn't really doing very much. Let me pull up some advanced stats with Starling Marte. Hold on. So right now, Starling Marte, let's see. I mean, he's got a pretty decent xWOBA. He's in about the top 30% in xWOBA. Yeah. I mean, right now, I mean, you're going to get a little bit of everything with Starling Marte. His fielding in recent years in the center field hasn't been very good. I personally think he is more of a left fielder, but with Starling Marte, let's check out his defense so far this year. It's a small sample size, but at least it's kind of something to look at. Right now, center field, yeah, he actually has -2 defensive runs saved out in center. He does have a 0.5 UZR, so I mean, I think he's kind of whatever out there. So right now with the Marlins, you're looking at. Let's take a look at the depth chart with the Marlins now. So their outfield as of right now, you got Corey Dickerson out in left. You got Starling Marte now in center. And you got guys like Jesus Sanchez, Matt Joyce out in right. So I think this is good. I think this is a good move for the Marlins. And to be honest, I was a little surprised. I didn't think the Marlins were going to be making any kind of trades. And they really went for it. So, hey, good on them. And they put Magneuris Sierra on the IL. He strained his hamstring, so they're getting someone that can replace him right now. So, good for the Marlins. Like I said, the Marlins, they rank 25th in offense, 24th in WRC+. So, going back to the Diamondbacks, they're going to be getting Caleb Smith and Humberto Mejia. Is that it? So as of right now, Caleb Smith, he's on the IL, but Mejia, he's pitched 10 innings so far. He's not really doing much, but heading into this year, he was the number 26 prospect for the Marlins. So, hey, for the Marlins, I think with Starling Marte, what is his contract like right now? His contract right now. So I mean, he's making some money. He's a free agent after this year. Yeah, he's a free agent after this year. He had a 7-year, $41 million contract. So, hey, for the Diamondbacks, they're getting rid of the rest of that contract. And hey, he's gonna try and help get that Marlins team to the playoffs. The Marlins got some pretty decent pitching. I mean, you got Pablo Lopez, Eliezer Hernandez there, Sandy Alcantara's coming back. So you got some decent pitching. I don't think Brandon Kinsler went anywhere today, so he's been pretty good out there in the bullpen for the Marlins. So Brandon Kinsler on the year. He was drawing some interest this year. He was. But I'm glad the Marlins didn't give him up. I saw that, and I just didn't think the Marlins were really gonna let him go in a trade. I mean, he's having a pretty good year. 13 innings. He's got 7 saves, 2.70 ERA. So he's been good for the Marlins. I was seeing those rumors, and I was thinking, why would the Marlins trade Brandon Kinsler? I mean, he is getting up there in age, but with the Marlins, they're kind of right there in contention. So overall, I like the trade for Starling Marte. I think that's good. I'm going to give the Marlins. I mean, I think the Marlins could have done more. I would have liked to see, maybe they add something to that bullpen. But I think with the Marlins, again, they're kind of like the Blue Jays, where they're still rebuilding. They just happen to be in like a pretty good position right now. Right now in the National League, or in the National League East, they're a 500 team right now. They're 15-15. They're 2.5 behind the Braves. But right now in the National League, overall, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're the 6th best team right now. So in a normal world right now, with a regular normal season, the Marlins would be the second wild card team. It would be the Rockies and the Marlins right now. So, I mean, the Marlins are playing some good baseball. And if there was ever a year for the Marlins to make the playoffs, like with the or if there's a year for any team to make the playoffs with the situation that the Marlins have, this is the year. You might as well go for it. It's a fun team. I thought this team would be fun coming into this year. So to me, I liked it. I like the Starling Marte trade a lot. Tell me what you guys think down below. What grade would you give the Marlins for the trade deadline this year? What would you give them? What would you give them? Matthew Palevsky, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I'll read that in just a second. I want to see what people think of the Marlins trade deadline this year. What are your grades for the Marlins trade deadline this year? Put it down in the comments below. Justice OM with a B. Marcos Chavez with a C. Cole Langill with a D. Taco Bell's new bean burrito with a solid B. Ooh, we're up to 82 people in the chat. What's going on, everyone? We're talking trade deadline. If you are just coming in here, if you are new to the channel, subscribe down below. I'm talking baseball all the time. Go ahead and like the video today. That's going to help it get out to some more people that are looking for more trade deadline coverage. So right now, yeah, I'm seeing C's, some B's. I got a couple, 1D. We got a C+, a B. Action Jackson with an F-. He does not like what the Marlins did. He does not like what the Marlins did. Tum Tum with a B-. Cole Langill. Really? No one ever says your last name right? What do they say? Yangili? Yangale? I'm usually not good with pronunciation on a lot of things. I usually always pronunciate something wrong. But, well, good. So that makes me feel a little better. Seth Jones, who we talking? We're talking the Marlins right now, Seth Jones. Seth Jones, 83. What are you giving the Marlins for the trade deadline this year? What are you giving them? I'm gonna give them, I'd say a C+. I'd say for the Marlins. I liked it. So, I liked it. I think it was, I mean, hey, I really liked it. Hey, you know what? I'll go up to a B-. I'll go a B- for the Marlins. No, I'm going to go B. I'm going to go B. You know why? Because the Marlins, they really didn't need to do much this year. I mean, like I said, they're a 500 team this year that's in a rebuild at the moment, and they're just playing good baseball. And you know what? Hey, they're going for it. They're taking advantage of it, and they improved in an area where they needed to improve was the offense. So, hey, good on the Marlins, man. Good on the Marlins. So I'll say a B. That's what I'm going to give him, a B. All righty. So let me get back to the super chat here. Matthew Palevsky, thank you so much. Tired of hearing the Indians got fleeced. We won't know who won the trade for 5 years. Indians got Clevinger for Vinny Pastano and turned him into 6 players. Matthew, you're right on the money, my friend. You're right on the money. I love the package the Indians got. I mean, if you're going to think, who has a better chance of winning the trade, I mean, as of right now, if you're looking 5 years down the road, right now, you have to say the Indians have in 5 years, maybe not today, but 5 years from now, you gotta say the Indians right now have the better chance of winning the trade 5 years from now because they got a whole ton of young players. You got to think maybe 1 or 2 of them can hit or can hit, they can hit the jackpot with one of these 2 players, right? I mean, you got to think so. I would imagine, right? So, Matthew Palevsky, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Really appreciate that. All right. So, let's move on to the next trade. Moving on. So let's talk Mike Minor to the Oakland Athletics. Mike Minor to the Oakland Athletics. Hold on one second. Mike Minor. Let's talk Mike Minor. So the A's, they did a couple of things. I'll start with Mike Minor. And they also got Tommy La Stella too. So, but for now, let's talk about Mike Minor. So, Mike Minor right now, he was very good last year. Very good season for Mike Minor last year. Over 200 innings last year. 14-10 record, a 3.59 ERA. His FIP wasn't too much higher, a 4.25. He had around 3 walks per 9, 8.5 strikeouts per 9. He finished 8th in the Cy Young voting. So, he pitched well for the Rangers last year. He was kind of like a workhorse last year. He was just going to give you solid innings. And right now, as of right now, with the Rangers, he isn't having that kind of a year right now. But he has had, he's shown some good signs as of late. So let me pull up his game log. I talked about this a little bit last night. So he got off to his first start of the year. He only gave up 1 run through 5, but then his next start, he gave up 6 runs in about just under 6 innings. The next start after that, he gave up 5 runs. Then he pitched 4 scoreless innings, only gave up a hit. Then he came back out the next time and gave up 6 runs in 3 2/3. Then he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings, and just in his last start, he pitched 6 scoreless innings. So the A's right now, they're feeling okay with Mike Minor to make a trade for him, right? So, they must have liked his last start enough to be like, hey, you know what? Let's add some more depth to our pitching, and let's go for it. So right now with the A's, they have some good, talented pitchers. You got Jesus Luzardo, you got Frankie Montez, you got Sean Manaea. But right now, in wins above replacement, they rank 17th in starting pitching. So I think Mike Minor, if they can really get him on the right track for the next month, I think Mike Minor can end up being a pretty decent pickup. So he'll probably get a few starts this month to really try and iron things out for the playoffs. But overall, I think it's an okay trade for the A's. But they also got Tommy La Stella. And you know what? I like that move. I like Tommy La Stella a lot. He had a good year last year before he went down with an injury. I mean, last year he had an 845 OPS. Or no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong stat line. So he had an 832 OPS last year before he went down with an injury. He was an all-star. He was having a good year last year, 16 home runs, 44 RBIs. But with the Angels this year, he was playing pretty good too. Hitting 273, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, 845 OPS so far. I mean, Tommy La Stella, and the thing about him, he's not going to be the best defensive player, but he'll get the job done. He can play second. He can play third. I mean, heck, you can maybe put him at first. He can move around. So I think that's a good move for the A's. I think that's going to be some good depth. So with I like that move. I like that move for the A's. So what do you guys think? Mike Minor, Tommy La Stella to the A's. What do you think about the A's trade deadline this year? What grade are you going to give them this year? I'm going to go I'll go B-. I'll go B- for the A's. What do you think? Give me your grade down below in the comments. I would have liked to see the A's maybe do something a little bigger. I mean, I don't mind the trades that they made. But I would have liked to see them maybe do something a little more. Something a little more. I would have liked it if maybe they just made like a big splash, got someone like a Lance Lynn or something like that. I think that would have been good. Which is now a perfect segue into my next topic. I was going to go over to a different team to grade, but let's take a step back from the teams that were buying, and let's go to a team that I think I don't even know what to think, man, about the Texas Rangers. I mean, okay, so we've mentioned a couple people that they've traded. So they traded Mike Minor. Who else did they give up? I'm going blank. So, Mike Minor. Okay. Robinson Chirinos, Todd Frazier. So they did make a couple of moves, but how in the world do you keep Lance Lynn, man? How? Why? What you're telling me that you didn't get one offer for Lance Lynn that you didn't like? Why? I don't know. I don't like that move. Why would you hang on to Lance Lynn? You had to have gotten a package that was a decent offer. You had to have. How do you keep Lance Lynn? I don't understand that. That to me, I don't get that. How do you hang on to Lance Lynn? I mean, there was about what 4 or 5 hours ago, the Dodgers said that they were stepping up their efforts to acquire Lance Lynn. I don't know how you don't trade him. How do you not trade him? I've said this like 5 times now, but you didn't get one offer that you didn't like. There had to have been some good offers there for Lance Lynn. I don't get that. So if we go to MLB Trade Rumors, this is what they wrote. The Rangers moved a significant contributor in left-hander Mike Minor before Monday's trade deadline, but a couple of other big names will stay put. Righty Lance Lynn and outfielder Joey Gallo aren't going anywhere. The 33-year-old Lynn has been one of baseball's top starters dating back to his debut season with the Rangers in 2019, and as someone who's only under control through the 2021 campaign, he looked like a prime trade chip. Lynn surely drew interest from an array of teams, including the Dodgers, but the Rangers never found an offer to their liking. However, that doesn't mean Lynn will don their uniform again next season. He'll likely pop up in trade rumors again during the winter, as the Rangers figure to be coming off another non-playoff effort, and Lynn will be set to earn a team-friendly $8 million in the last season of a 3-year, $30 million contract. Meanwhile, it always seemed like a long shot. So we'll talk about Joey Gallo here in a second, but I don't know, man. The Rangers had one job. They had one job. One job. To trade Lance Lynn. To trade everyone. What do the Rangers have? What do they have? They don't have anyone. They got no one on the major league team. You got no prospects. You're telling me that you're going to get a better package for Lance Lynn in the offseason than you would have gotten him for now? I don't buy that. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for Mike Trout? What do you want for Lance Lynn? That makes no sense. I mean, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. I don't get it. I really don't. Lance Lynn, to me, that was a guy who I thought really could have helped the team out this year. I mean, he just seemed like a guy that could go to a team this year and be like your number 2 starter. You're telling me the Yankees had nothing for him? You're telling me the Dodgers couldn't match up anything for him? You're telling me you couldn't get any good package of prospects? The Padres traded Mike Clevinger. I mean, I know Mike Clevinger has another year of control. So you couldn't get anything like a little less than that kind of a package for Lance Lynn? Lance Lynn's having a good year. Lance Lynn right now, a 1.93 ERA. I mean, what? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. What is his FIP right now? What are we looking at here? Hold on. FIP this year, his FIP is definitely higher. It's a 3.52, but that's still good. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, you had teams like I said, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Twins. The Athletics probably gave them a call. The White Sox probably gave them a call. You're telling me you couldn't get one decent package for Lance Lynn. So now, what happens? Lance Lynn, couple starts from now, he's pitching, blows his elbow out or something. Well, good job, Texas. Now you're not getting anything for him. Makes no sense. Trade him. What do you have? I don't know. Maybe I'm not thinking in the right way, but I don't see why waiting until the offseason. Sure, you could wait until the deadline next season. Sure. I mean, is he going to stay healthy? He's 33. I'm not saying that's too old, but I don't know. What if he gets hurt? What if something goes on with Lance Lynn? What if he comes back next season and he's terrible? I mean, Lance Lynn, before 2019, in 2019, he had a 3.67 ERA. I mean, he had over 10 strikeouts per 9. 2018, he had over 9 strikeouts per 9. He had a 4.77 ERA overall in 2018. 2017, a 3.43 ERA with the Cardinals. I don't know. And to me, right now, he's having probably one of his best runs. A 1.93 ERA, about 10 strikeouts per 9. I don't know. So you're really banking on the fact that Lance Lynn is going to continue to do well until the next trade deadline at the latest? What do you think? Texas, do you think you're going to compete next year? You're not going to compete. Your team is garbage. I don't know. I think John Daniels, man, I don't like it. I don't like it. John Daniels, man, you traded away Mike Minor. You got something for Todd Frazier and Robinson Chirinos. But man, you could have gotten something for Lance Lynn. You can't tell me you didn't get a good package offered to you. You can't tell me that. At 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're telling me that one team didn't try jumping at it. I don't know, John Daniels. I don't know, man. I don't know. But tell me down below in the chat. I have whined and complained enough about Lance Lynn not being traded. But what do you guys think? Give me your grade on the Texas Rangers today. Give me your grade on the Texas Rangers today. Tum, cut it out, dude. Quit saying bye. What are you doing? Come on, dude. Seeing a lot of D's, seeing a lot of F's, seeing a C, seeing a D minus. We're seeing an F. Yeah, man, I'm gonna give the Rangers a D plus. I mean, I think it's good that you were able to trade away some guys here, but I mean, like I said, you traded Mike Minor, you traded Todd Frazier, you traded Robinson Chirinos. Now with Joey Gallo, I don't think with Joey Gallo. I don't think you needed to move him because he is young enough. He's 26 years old. So with Joey Gallo, I'm not going to knock them for hanging on to him. I think I wonder what kind of a package they were offered, but for Lance Lynn, again, for the millionth time I'm saying it, I just don't see how you don't get a good package offered. That seemed like a no-brainer. So, yeah, I don't know. But Miles Houston, you are right. They did get rid of Mike Minor. I think that was good. I think they needed to get rid of Mike Minor, but I think Lance Lynn, that was the big ticket, man. That was a big ticket for a good package of prospects. I just don't see how you hang on to him. Who did the Dodgers get from the Ross Stripling trade? I think it was Jonathan Romero. I think it was a player to be named later. So I didn't even realize Ross Stripling got traded. I was doing my notes and stuff earlier. But Matt A., hey, Robbie, have you talked about the Red Sox deadline fails yet? I have not. But you know what? Let's talk about the Red Sox. Let's get into some trades that they made. So today, Kevin Pillar was traded to the Rockies. I actually like that move for the Rockies. I think he's going to be a good fit there. I think Kevin Pillar is good on any team. I think he's just going to be a good guy in the clubhouse. He's going to give you good defense. He's a good bat off the bench. I like Kevin Pillar as like a fourth outfielder. I think that's good. You can depend on Kevin Pillar. That's one guy you can just really depend on. So yeah, they traded Kevin Pillar. They also traded Josh Osich today to the Cubs, which, hey, Josh Osich was completely garbage with the Red Sox this year. So I'm okay with that. Send him off to the Cubs for a player to be named later. I believe with Kevin Pillar, it was also a player to be named later. I know they got some international signing bonus money. So, I mean, for the Red Sox today, they also traded Mitch Moreland. I think with the Red Sox, I don't know. The Red Sox had some interesting things. With JD Martinez, I'm not sure what teams were even going to offer for him. because he has the opt-out after this year. I think you could see a trade with JD Martinez after he decides. If he decides to opt back in with the Red Sox, I think you could see some kind of a trade at that point. Because I mean, really, if you're a team, you're gonna give up prospects for JD Martinez for a month and then the playoffs? I don't know. I think that wouldn't be a good. I don't think that would be a smart decision for a team to go after JD Martinez. I don't know about that. So yeah, that's why I could see JD Martinez staying. I mean, of course, I really wanted JD Martinez to head off somewhere, but yeah, I didn't think you were going to get much for JD Martinez, but if you were able to get out of that contract and kind of just move on, then I think that would have been a good move for the Red Sox. I don't think it's terrible that they didn't move him. As much as I love Mitch Moreland, I think trading away Mitch Moreland was good. They got Hudson Potts. They got Jason Rosario, two pretty decent prospects from the Padres. Another set of prospects that the Padres gave up that weren't their top prospects. But I like that coming back to the Red Sox. And then you go back to last week. They traded away Heath Hembree and Brandon Workman. They were able to get oh my gosh, they got Nick Pivetta and I keep forgetting this other guy's name. He makes me think of a seagull. What the heck is his name? Why am I always forgetting this guy's name? Connor Seabold. Connor Seabold. I was thinking seagull. Jesus. But yeah, I liked what the Red Sox got there. Nick Pivetta. Look out for Nick Pivetta, to be completely honest with you. Nick Pivetta has one of the better curveballs in the major leagues today. He's got decent velocity on his fastball. Connor Seabold, he's a decent prospect. He's not going to, blow you out of the water, but with Connor Seabold right now, Baseball America, he was ranked as the number 30 prospect for the Phillies heading into this year. So, but in his minor league career, Connor Seabold, he's pitched 196 innings. He has a 3.52 ERA, a 9.2 strikeouts per nine, a 1.06 WHIP. Connor Seabold has not pitched bad in his minor league career. In Double-A last year, he actually pitched pretty well. He was in Double-A in 2018. He didn't do as good, but last year in Double-A, he pitched 7 games. He had a 2.25 ERA. He had 36 strikeouts over 40 innings pitched. So that comes out to around 8 strikeouts per 9. So I think Connor Seabold, he was the 83rd overall pick back in 2017. So Connor Seabold, he's going to be a decent prospect. Hey, maybe Chaim Bloom sees something with him. Chaim Bloom is notorious for developing pitchers. He had with the Rays, he developed the Rays Way, a player developmental program. So, he traded for, oh my goodness, I'm going completely blank right now. Tyler Glasnow, he traded for Tyler Glasnow, and he ended up being pretty good. So, but yeah, who was the other guy they traded for? That was for, I'm just going blank. A long day at work, and I can't remember anything. It was Chris Archer. For Austin Meadows as well. Austin Meadows. And there was also Shane Baz in that trade. So that trade really worked out. Chaim Bloom, I think he's really good at seeing guys that, he can see little things that he likes. So overall, I did like that trade. I mean, I was really hoping the Red Sox would get some pitching at the deadline this year, and they did get a couple starting pitchers. I was really hoping they would kind of get some better names a little bit. Nick Pivetta and Connor Seabold, those aren't like the biggest names that jump off your screen, but they both seem pretty solid. So Nick Pivetta, he has struggled, but Pivetta, with him at least, he has some good advanced metrics, a lot of vertical movement on his curveball, good velocity. So, but yeah, overall, I think for the Red Sox, I'd give the Red Sox, I don't know. I'll give the Red Sox a B. I think the B for the Red Sox is going to be a good grade. What do you guys think? What are you going to give the Red Sox for this year's trade deadline? What are you going to give the Red Sox? I'm giving the Red Sox a B. I think they did a lot. I think they did get rid of some guys. I wish they could have done some more, but yeah. What are you guys going to give the Red Sox? I see a C- from Sports Kids. I see an A from Slick Rick. Hi, guy with the F. Ooh. Tum Tum with a C+. Dylan Dominguez with a C. Jordan Hula with a B-. Jesus with a B. Slick Rick. Yeah, Slick Rick. Definitely smart moves. I mean, you can't go wrong with they didn't really do anything wrong. I just wish they could have done some more. So, they hung on to Xander Bogaerts. I think that was good. They also hung on to Christian Vasquez. There was a lot of talk about Christian Vasquez being moved. So there was a lot of talk with the Rays going maybe to the Mets. So they hung on to Christian Vasquez. So Jason Rothschild with a C+, Isaac with a B, Dylan with a B, Miles Houston with a B, Kobe with an A, Adam with a C+, Ben with a C, Anthony with a C, C+. Yeah, I think we're mostly seeing it. I think we're pretty close. A lot of C+, some Bs. So, Miles Houston, no, I did not see. Oh, yeah, they didn't trade Jackie Bradley. I mean, honestly, they probably just didn't. Well, what did Chaim Bloom say about Jackie Bradley? Let's take a look. Oh, that's interesting. They want Jackie Bradley for a long time. Interesting. We love Jackie. That shouldn't be news. He's been here for a long time. He means an enormous amount to this organization. For me personally, having not known him as long, I've still just come to regard him so highly and see what an incredible person he is. We know he's a good player. We'd love to have him here for a long time. That was the case months ago. It was the case yesterday. It was the case today. That's how we've always felt about Jackie. I mean, I don't know. He's hitting .242 this year. He's got a .303 on base. He's got a .343 slugging. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's going to give you some good defense in the outfield. I don't know. I mean, Jackie Bradley, yes, I love Jackie Bradley Jr. He 2018 ALCS MVP. He was huge in that ALCS. I don't know. I mean, I think Jackie Bradley's going to be a good bat at the bottom of the order. But, I mean, last year, I don't know. I mean, but like if you look at last year with Jackie Bradley Jr., the Red Sox also hung on to Matt Barnes. So that was interesting. I mean, Matt Barnes has kind of struggled this year. I assume they probably weren't going to get enough for him. There was also interest of the Giants looking into Jackie Bradley Jr. So, I mean, let's take a look at JBJ's stats from last year. 2019, a .738 OPS. And not terrible, but not good. He hit .225 last year. He did have 21 home runs last season. I mean, I don't know. 2 home runs so far this season, 11 RBIs. Jackie Bradley's just a really streaky hitter. I mean, when Bradley's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's off. I don't know. I just think with JBJ, man, to me, I just don't think. Here's what I personally think about Jackie Bradley. This is just my opinion. I could be just completely off. I just don't think they got anything. I don't think they got any kind of an offer for him. And I think because he has been with the Red Sox for so long, I don't know. It almost was like, you know what? Let's just hang on to him. He's been a good person for our organization. I don't know. I don't know if I buy what Chaim Bloom's saying. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Jackie Bradley? I don't know. I don't necessarily. I don't think I agree with Chaim Bloom, what he's talking about. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think, give me a thumbs up if you believe Chaim Bloom, if you think Chaim Bloom actually means that he wants to keep Jackie Bradley for a long time. Give me a thumbs up. What do you think? What do you think? Seeing he's overrated. Oh, Tum Tum, he's not a good player. He's overrated. He's decent in playoff time, but he's very up and down. Yeah, Slick Rick, that's what I was saying. Yeah, Jesus, you believe Chaim Bloom. Jason, you don't agree. Chris, you agree. So yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting take that Chaim Bloom was saying that, because he is having a down year and he's going into free agency. I don't know what to think about that. Miles, yeah, he is a good defensive outfielder. Michael Velasquez, trash. Yeah, I mean he's going to give you some solid defense in the outfield. So I don't know. Hey Brianna, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting about Jackie Bradley. I think, like I said, I don't mind if you have Jackie Bradley at the bottom of your order. I don't mind that. But I don't know. I'm not really sure kind of what Bloom's talking about. I mean, yes, he's been with the Red Sox since 2013, or he's been with the Red Sox longer than that. They drafted him, was it 2011, I believe? So they've had Jackie Bradley for a long time. I don't know, though. I don't know. He's good at defense, but I don't know. I don't necessarily, I don't really know what Chaim Bloom's talking about. I don't know. All right, let's move on. But yeah, for the Red Sox, I'm gonna give them a B because they did make some good moves. I think they sold a little bit. I wish they could have done some more. But yeah, also I do have the Red Sox on right now. So my Red Sox are garbage this year, so I get to watch the Red Sox be garbage right in front of my face. All right, let's move on to the next trade. We've already talked Rangers. Let's talk about the Cubs. I actually kind of liked some moves the Cubs made. The Cubs today, they traded for Andrew Chafin. They got Cameron Maybin. They did get Josh Osich, like I mentioned. I don't think that was really that great, but maybe Theo Epstein sees something with Josh Osich. I don't know. But I did like the trade for Andrew Chafin. So I know some of you probably already maybe looked up Andrew Chafin's stats. He has an 8.10 ERA, but he's got a 3.88 FIP. That's really good. That's a lot better. His ERA, I don't think, tells the story. I think he's just had some bad luck. He hasn't had some good defense behind him. But Andrew Chafin also has some decent advanced metrics. Good exit velocity, good xERA, a good strikeouts per nine, over 13 strikeouts per nine for Andrew Chafin, and he's got a decent xWOBA. I think for the Cubs, they needed to add some guys to the bullpen. They needed to add someone for that bullpen. Chafin, I think, is going to be good. I like Chafin to the Cubs. They also got Cameron Maybin. He's not really doing much this year, but he's going to be outfield depth. He'll be off the bench there. That makes me wonder if the Cubs tried trading for Jackie Bradley. They got Cameron Maybin. Cameron Maybin, how many teams has this guy played for? I mean, how many? I would have to think the Cubs. I'd have to think the Cubs looked into Jackie Bradley. If they're trading for Cameron Maybin, I have to imagine the Cubs looked into Jackie Bradley. Because there's no way you're trading for Cameron Maybin. He's got a home. He's hitting 244 this year, a 726 OPS. I mean, he's not really doing much. Last year he hit 285 with the Yankees. In 82 games, he had 285. He had an 858 OPS. He had 11 home runs, 32 RBIs. So he did hit really well for the Yankees last year. So yeah, but for the Tigers, he wasn't really doing much. So, but now he's going to the Cubs, and right, he is that was a done deal, right? Yeah, okay, that is a done deal. So, Hold on a second. So yeah, the Cubs. Who was the other guy they traded for? Oh yeah, it was Josh Osich. So I like what the Cubs did. I don't hate what the Cubs did. I think they needed a bullpen arm. It would have been nice if they could maybe could have gotten someone a little more of an impact kind of arm. But I mean, they weren't going to get Josh Hader. There was no way they were going to get him. I'm sure they tried on Trevor Rosenthal, but they just probably just didn't offer as good of a package as the Padres did. So I'd say for the Cubs, I'm going to give the Cubs. I'll give them a C plus. I'll give them a C plus. What do you think? Tell me down below in the comments. What grade are you going to give the Cubs? What grade are you going to give the Cubs? I'm giving them a C plus. Dylan, I thought Whit Merrifield was going to be traded. I thought there was a good chance he would too. I know he means a lot to that organization, so I'm not totally surprised they hung on to him. So I think they could. I would imagine they probably got something pretty decent for him. So Chafin's very inconsistent. Yes, I agree. Chafin has been pretty inconsistent. So, but overall, I do think that ERA is a little misleading. He has a much better FIP. So. Hey, what's up? What's up, Mayton? What's going on, dude? Mayton, sorry. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing either one right. But what is going on? Welcome, my friend. If you are just joining us tonight, we're talking trade deadline. We're going over the trade deadline. We're giving grades. We're kind of just talking everything right now that happened today. A lot of trades happened today. So if you are just joining, if you can, well, first off, welcome. If you are new, if you can, like the stream, give it a thumbs up. That's going to help it get out to more baseball fans. We got 89 people watching right now. This is fantastic. So really great to see all of you in here tonight talking some baseball. I love it. But just also to let you know, if I do miss a comment, I apologize. You guys are talking a lot in here, so if you do want to leave a super chat, that is on. I will see your super chat because it pops up all nice and colorful, so I won't miss it. But Tom, you think Chafin will get killed at Wrigley? Only time will tell, I guess. Can anyone in here like to see George Springer with the Red Sox in 2021? At this point, I'm wondering what the heck Chaim Bloom is even going to do. I'm starting to think the Red Sox are probably not going to spend any money. I mean, when I made that video on how to fix the Red Sox, I was kind of in the more of like MLB The Show mode where, I signed George Springer to a deal. So that would be a good bat for the Red Sox lineup. So, but, yeah. You know, Daddy-O, man, I noticed this last night on the stream. I noticed this. I'm noticing I'm only getting sound into the left side. I'm not really sure why. In my videos when I'm using this microphone, I know why, I know why, but I'm not sure. I don't know how to fix it with I don't know how to fix it with live streams. I know how to fix it with editing videos. This wasn't giving me any problems in a couple of live streams from a couple of weeks ago. I was noticing I was hearing sound in both the left and the right speaker, but for some reason it's only coming through to the left. And I apologize, everyone, if that's kind of annoying. I'm not going to be sticking around here too much longer, so apologize about the audio. Again, I need to figure out what's going on, so not really sure. I got to look into that a little more, but all right. But let's move on. Let's just talk about, real quick, staying in the NL Central, staying with another Diamondbacks reliever, Archie Bradley going to the Reds. I think that's a good move for the Reds. 4.22 ERA, a 2.01 FIP. He's got 6 saves. But Archie Bradley this year, good barrel percentage. He's top 15 in velocity. or top 15% in velocity. I apologize. He's got a good strikeout rate. He's got a good X slugging. So Archie Bradley this year, he's showing good signs. I think the Reds really needed to add someone for that bullpen. So this says to me, the Reds are not selling on this season. They're going for it this season. They're not in a great position standing wise. Well, they're not in a terrible position standings wise, but right now with the Reds, they're 5 back in the Central. Right now, when they're looking at the National League, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. St. Louis is in the 8th spot right now, and right now Cincinnati's a game and a half back. So I think right now, where Cincinnati is thinking, if they can just make the playoffs, they have the starting pitching for the playoffs. When they go to a best out of 3 first-round matchup, I think the Reds like their chances. I think right now with the Reds, they just need to get into the top 8. So they just need to start playing some better baseball. So, they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. They've been disappointing, and they know that too. They had a good team coming into this year. So I think with Cincinnati, I think they really need to just go for it. And hey, they're showing right now that they went for Archie Bradley. Right now, the Reds, taking a look at the leaderboards right now, looking at the team leaderboards for relief pitching. Right now, the Reds, they rank. The Reds rank 23rd in relief pitching. So they needed someone for that bullpen. But other than that, the Reds didn't really do much. I'm going to give the Reds I'll give them a C. What do you guys think in the chat? What are you giving the Reds? I'm going to give the Reds a C. Going to give the Reds a C. Andrew Lee, actually, I don't even know if I gave the Padres a grade. I'm giving the Padres an A+. The Padres, I think, had probably one of the best trade deadlines of all time. Yeah, Daddy-O, Gray, Castillo, Bauer. I think with the Reds, I think if they're just... Oh, yeah, they also got Brian Goodwin. I'll bump it. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, sports kids. Thank you so much. I was so set on Archie Bradley. But they did get Brian Goodwin. So... that's another good one. I'll stay with a C. I think with the Reds, I think it would have been, if they could have added more of an impact guy, I think that would have been good. But Brian Goodwin this year, let's take a look at Brian Goodwin. So Brian Goodwin. Brian Goodwin so far this year, hitting 242 on the year, 793 OPS. 4 homers, 17 RBIs. So, good little pickup. Good little pickup for the Reds. It's just a little bit more offense. So, hey, good little deal. I think that's good for the Angels. The Angels are clearing some room in that outfield because they got Joe Adele, they got Mike Trout, they got Justin Upton, they got Brandon Marsh in the minor leagues. So I think the Angels are really – I wonder what the Angels are going to do with Justin Upton in this offseason. I wonder if they're going to go – maybe they go ahead with Brandon Marsh for next year. I don't know. I wonder about that. So I wonder, Brandon Marsh, I think you're going to see Justin Upton. He's going to be kind of on the hot seat a little bit. Justin Upton, he's not doing anything this year. He's not doing anything. What is he even doing? I don't think he's even he's played 22 games. He's hitting 130 on the year, 478 OPS. He's not even playing. There's no way he's even playing. Come on. So he's been playing recently. He's not doing anything. I don't know. I think Justin Upton, his time, it's got to be up soon. Right? He's signed through 2022. He's got a big contract. I'm wondering if the Angels buy him out. I'm wondering if they buy out the rest of his contract and make him a free agent. I don't know. I think with Brandon Marsh, man, I think with the Angels, go with Brandon Marsh. Let's see. Brandon Marsh right now. Well, last year, Brandon Marsh was, I think he was in Double-A. He was in Double-A last year. He hit 300 in Double-A last year, 7 homers, 43 RBI. So Brandon Marsh did pretty well in Double-A last year. Man, I'm wondering, do you just go with Brandon Marsh next year? You know, Justin Upton, he's not helping anything out. I'd say right now they cleared out Brian Goodwin, and I think Justin Upton's next. I think they're gonna buy him out. I'm not sure when, but I don't see Justin Upton sticking around in LA much longer. Robbie, are you surprised the Cubs did not get Whit Merrifield? I think that would have been a good move. I'm kind of not surprised. I'm not surprised Whit Merrifield ended up staying. So, the Angels have such a good team with no pitching. And Daddy-O, that's why I think they hung on to Dylan Bundy. I really think this Angels organization, they think next year, they think that, hey, you know what, we have good talent on this team. We're just not playing well. I think they're going to go for some pitching this offseason. I think they're going to go for some kind of a trade. They're probably going to go hard after Trevor Bauer, I'd imagine. I mean, they missed out on Garrett Cole last offseason. I think they're going to go for Trevor Bauer in the offseason. I mean, I think they could make a trade. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Angels do, but I'm not surprised that they hung on to Dylan Bundy. I'm not surprised at all. So, Mr. Worldwide, Angels got overhyped. That's what happens when you overhype a team. The Angels were getting some hype this season. So, moving on, we're almost done here. The Phillies, I think that's the last team I'm going to talk about. The Phillies, right now, they were their bullpen. The Phillies were 22nd in bullpen, or in relief pitching, sorry. They added Brandon Workman, the Red Sox closer, last week. They added Heath Hembree. Heath Hembree, so far this year. Heath Hembree, he actually wasn't doing very good this year. 5.59 ERA, or 5.27 ERA so far. Heath Hembree has not been pitching well this year. Brandon Workman, he was off to a pretty bad start. He was kind of all over the place. But Workman, he's been okay this year so far. 3.75 ERA through 12 innings. He has 7 saves. So I think that was a good pickup for the Phillies. And then they added David Phelps this year. David Phelps, he's been pitching pretty well so far. For the Brewers so far this year, a 2.77 ERA, a 2.75 FIP, 14 strikeouts per 9 over 13 innings. So I think Brandon Phelps was a really good move. I really like what the Phillies did. I think the Phillies, they have some decent pieces. I mean, they got a good offense. Jake Arrieta was terrible last night. So right now, I think it would have been good if the Phillies somehow added like a starting pitcher. I mean, they got Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. They're both pitching really well this year. Zach Eflin's actually doing all right, but Jake Arrieta, Vince Velasquez, Spencer Howard just coming up this year. Spencer Howard has not really been doing anything. I think it would have been good if maybe they got someone like a Kevin Gausman. I think that would have been good for their starting rotation. But I like what they did with the bullpen. You know, they needed to fix that bullpen. They have a good offense right now. The Phillies right now, when it comes to offense, so the Phillies offense right now, no. What are we doing? The Phillies are 10th in offense right now. So Bryce Harper's having a good year. I think with the Phillies, they needed to address that bullpen the most. I mean, the starting pitching, I think the bullpen had more of a priority. I think it would have been good if they added someone. I mean, if they got like Lance Lynn, I think that would have been good. If they had gotten like a Kevin Gausman, I think that would have been good. Maybe someone like an Alex Cobb would have been good. But I like what they did with David Phelps here. I think that was a good addition. Brandon Workman was a good addition. So I really like it. I like what the Phillies did. I'm going to give the Phillies a B because the Phillies simply just addressed some needs that they needed to fix up that bullpen. What are you going to give? What are you going to give the Phillies? What are you going to give the Phillies? Give me a grade down below in the comments. What do you guys think? What's the Phillies grade for this year's trade deadline? What do you think? Dylan, yes, I'll talk about the Mariners next. Connor Burke with a B. Yeah, Fresno, I agree. I mean, it would have been great if they could get someone like a Lance Lynn, but I guess really what could they have given in return? So they had a couple of prospects, but I mean, the Rangers, I guess nothing was good for Lance Lynn. Philly with an A-, Sports with AJ C+, Fresno B-, Dylan with a C, Big Meaty Claws. I love that name, C+. Daddy-O, I already talked. Do you think the Phillies? Oh, sorry, Daddy-O, I didn't see your comment up above. Do you think the Phillies are going to make the postseason? Yeah, I think so. I think the Phillies are. I think they're going to go on a run. I think they'll definitely go on a run. I think the Marlins. I think the Marlins will end up getting either the 7th or 8th seed. Are the Padres going to be able to compete with the Dodgers? I think so. I think that's going to be your National League championship. I think that's going to be it. Man, the Padres, man, they are going gun-ho, man. Those players got to be feeling so good right now. The Angels should have added pitching. They're not going to win until they get top-tier arms. Yeah, I'm sure the Angels looked. I'm sure they were trying to be buyers. Connor Burke, have you talked about the Orioles? I have not talked about the Orioles. Biggest surprise, I mean, Anthony, you got to say Padres. I mean, because you've just never seen a team do that. NL Rookie of the Year, who do you got, Robbie? I'd say NL Rookie of the Year right now. I don't know. Let's take a look. NL Rookie of the Year. Let's take a look. I gotta get numbers in front of my face. I'm a numbers guy. I gotta see the numbers. Right now, I'd have to say, I mean, Jake Cronenworth, definitely. Jake Cronenworth is right there. Yeah, Jake Cronenworth, he's playing some good baseball. Playing some really good baseball. You know, I had Akiyama getting it before this season. He's getting a lot of at-bats, but, you know, he's just not really doing much. I'd say Jake Cronenworth as of right now. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Nico Horner's not really doing much. Dylan Carlson's not really doing much. I think Jake Cronenworth, honestly. I mean, I think you got to go with Jake Cronenworth. A 1.035 OPS. Right now, it's definitely Jake Cronenworth. So, yeah. Taking another look. And honestly, yeah, Zach Twins fan 88. I mean, really, the Twins. I mean, I think I'm sure they went after Lance Lynn. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they tried hard for him. But they probably just didn't have enough. Yeah, Carson plays, man. Yeah, the Diamondbacks are just not really just disappointing all around this year. Disappointing. I think it's good on them for trading Marte, for trading Robbie Ray. They're going to be free agents after this year. So I think, yeah, I think the Diamondbacks, I think they had to kind of get rid of some guys. I think the Diamondbacks still have a lot of good talent on that team. So I'm glad they kind of just got rid of the guys. And then, you know, Archie Bradley, Andrew Chafin. So, you know, they can kind of start getting some newer guys into the bullpen for next year. So Hendela is NL MVP. Got to go Tatis Jr. right now, man. Got to go Tatis Jr. I mean, maybe, yeah, Connor Burke. Yeah, definitely Dustin May. Definitely Dustin May. Cronenworth has really come on as of late. So you got to look out for Dustin May as well. But, yeah. So, yeah, guys. I mean, like I said, there were some other guys that were kind of out there. Joey Gallo ended up staying. Lance Lynn, I can't believe he ended up staying. Edwin Diaz. There was talks of him. I think the Mets really, I think they really want to hang on to him. He has done well ever since coming out of the closer role. So I think the Mets I don't think they really wanted to move him because I think they're trying to get him back on track. Christian Vasquez, Jackie Bradley Jr., JD Martinez, Nathan Eovaldi all ended up staying. There was some talks of Nathan Eovaldi maybe to the Rangers for Roned Odor, and then like kind of some cash being thrown in there as well. But and then there was like maybe a prospect, but those rumors ended up dying out real quick. So yeah, so these are some guys that just ended up staying. Overall, though, you got to give the win to the Padres. I think they had arguably the greatest trade deadline of all time. They added pieces all over the place. Starting pitching, relief pitching, not just starting pitching and relief pitching, a really good starting pitcher in Mike Clevinger, a guy like Trevor Rosenthal who has a great track record, who's having a really good season this year. I mean, come on, they added Mitch Moreland, who's just a complete all-around just pro, a great guy to have in the clubhouse, and he's having a good year offensively. He's very dependable at first base. I mean, the Padres, just good pieces all the way around. So behind the Padres are the clear-cut winners this year. I would honestly say, coming behind the Padres, let's talk about the Mariners actually really quick. I did like the pieces that the Mariners were able to add. And the Padres got Austin Nola as well, but I like the pieces they got back for Austin Nola, Taylor Trammell. I mean, good package back for those guys, or for Austin Nola going to the Padres. So, yeah, I think the Mariners they had a productive deadline as well, but yeah. So tell me down below in the comments. I'm definitely going to give definitely the win to the Padres this year for the deadline. They are the clear-cut winners. What do you guys think? What do you guys think down below? Who, besides the Padres, who got second place in the deadline this year? What do you think? What do you think? Who got second place in the deadline this year? Marlins or Reds, Marlins or Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Blue Jays. Hey, Blue Jays, seeing a lot of Blue Jays. Marlins, Blue Jays. Yeah, I like what the Marlins did. I like that Starling Marte move. I really liked it. I actually, you know what, guys? I'm going to be honest. I'm just saying, I might give second place to the Phillies, in all honesty. I might say the Phillies. I mean, I just like what the Phillies did. I like what the Phillies did for the bullpen. I think that they kind of flew under the radar a little bit. They got a closer in Brandon Workman. They got a guy in David Phelps. I really like what the Phillies did. But honestly, I like what the Indians did too. I mean, everyone's talking about Clevinger going to the Padres. I love what the Indians got back. I think the Indians did as good as they could have done for Mike Clevinger. And the Indians are still going to be a competitive team. And they held on to Zach Plesac, too. So, I mean, honestly, as of right now, I think I'm going to give first place to the Padres, second place to the Phillies. I'm going to give third place to the Indians. Everyone's thinking like the Indians are just like garbage now, but the Indians got a great package back. I mean, yeah, they're losing Mike Clevinger, but they got a good package of prospects back, and all young guys. They didn't take on like any bad contracts. They didn't take on like anything bad. So, yeah, I like what the Indians did. I'm going to give third place to the Indians. So, yeah, Padres at number 1, Phillies at number 2. I'm going to give Indians third place. I'll go Marlins fourth place. I like what the Marlins did. I like that they added a bat in Starling Marte. They said, "Hey, you know what? Why not? Let's go for it. Let's go for it." I'll give the Blue Jays fifth. I mean, I don't think they. I mean, they got Robbie Ray. They got Jonathan Villar. They got Ross Stripling. I think the Blue Jays. That's tough. Marlins, Blue Jays. You know what? I'll give Blue Jays fourth. I'll give Marlins fifth. I think the Blue Jays. I'll put them ahead of the Marlins. I don't know. That's close. They both did two kind of good. They both had good trade deadlines. So, but yeah, 1 Padres, 2 Phillies, 3 Indians. I'll go fourth place Blue Jays, fifth place Marlins. So that's what I think. And then the Mariners, too. I kind of like what the Mariners did. I'll put the Mariners, I'll say Mariners, because they got Taylor Trammell. They got some good young pieces there. So, yeah, you know what? I'll put, you know what? I don't know. I like what the Blue Jays and Marlins did. I just like what they did. I think down the road, for the Mariners, I think they could end up having this could end up being a really good deadline to look back on. So as of right now, I'll put the Mariners in 6. But the Mariners are definitely a winner in my books. Definitely a winner. These teams that I've said, Padres, Indians, Blue Jays, Marlins, Phillies, those are all winners of the deadline, I think. I think the Cubs are kind of I think they're kind of whatever. I mean, they added a bullpen piece. They needed to add a bullpen piece. I'll say the Cubs are winners. They just didn't have, like, the most exciting deadline. So, but yeah. But alrighty, guys. I think that's all I got for tonight. I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. So those are my thoughts on the trade deadline this year. I think the Rangers are absolute morons for not trading Lance Lynn. I don't know. I mean, they probably think I'm a complete moron too, which I am. So can't deny that. But I definitely think they should have traded Lance Lynn. I don't see how they didn't get a good package offered for them, or offered for him. Sorry, I don't see how the Rangers held on to him. That blows my mind. That blows my mind. So, yeah, I don't know. Rangers, I think you're morons. Honestly, seriously, like you guys suck. I don't know what you're thinking, but that is all I got for tonight, everyone. I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. A good turnout tonight. Really good turnout last night. The trade deadline, absolutely. Oh, Tom Dolan. You know what, Tom Dolan, before I get out of here, let's talk about some losers. Rangers, number 1 loser in my books. Absolute number 1 loser in my books. I think the Braves are losers. I mean, the Braves, I don't know. I mean, they added, what's-his-face, Malone yesterday. They brought Malone over, and he gave up like 8 runs in that game last night. So the Braves, they're losers too. They couldn't figure any kind of a trade out to get a starting pitcher. You couldn't get one good starting pitcher besides Tommy Malone. Get out of here. Come on. You know what I mean? The Yankees, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm going to take a shot at the Yankees right now. Yankees, you suck. You couldn't get anyone? You couldn't get one guy. You couldn't get one guy. You couldn't get one guy for the bullpen. You couldn't get one guy for the rotation. Seriously, Yankees, go kill yourself. Are you serious? Are you serious? You couldn't get one guy. Yankees, I picked you to win. I picked you to win the World Series this year. I'm a Red Sox fan. Look at this. Look at this. Are you serious? And I'm picking the Yankees to win. And you couldn't do anything. What are you doing? Come on. You couldn't do one thing. One thing. Come on, man. Are you serious? I don't know, man. I'm upset. I'm upset. I am upset. The Yankees, man, like, I picked you to win the World Series. I swallowed my pride on YouTube, on my channel, in front of how many subscribers I had at the time when I picked the Yankees to win. I picked the Yankees to win. You know, while Giraffe Neck Mark is sitting over there in his apartment picking the Mets every single year, I'm picking the freaking New York Yankees. And I'm a Red Sox fan. Well, Giraffe Neck Mark is sitting over there talking to the camera all nice and fast, and no one ever knows what the heck he's saying because he's talking like 1,000,000 miles per minute, and he always picks the Mets every single freaking year. Well, I'm picking the freaking Yankees. And the Yankees can't make one trade. I don't know, man. I don't know. What are the Yankees doing? Come on, man. So, Twins, losers. I don't know what the Twins are doing. I mean, the Twins have a pretty good team. I can't really call them losers, but the Twins every single year in the postseason, with the Twins, they lose every single year. Why can't you go out and get someone? You couldn't get one guy. I mean, not like you really needed to, but Twins, come on. You got the Padres out here making moves left and right. I know you don't got a farm system like the Padres, but you couldn't make one move. You know, I guess you didn't really need to, but man, it would have been cool if you got someone. You know, I can't really hate on them for that, but I don't know. You know? So, Twins, I'm not going to, I mean, I don't think they really needed to do all that much because the Twins have a good team. I think the Athletics, I think with the Athletics, that was a typical Athletics kind of a move. You know, they're picking Mike Minor, or trading for Mike Minor. That's a typical A's move, you know, kind of not a high profile kind of a trade. The only time I can ever think of the A's making like a big trade was for John Lester back in 2014. And they had a good team that year. So, but yeah. So I'm not going to say the A's are losers. At least the A's are doing something. But yeah, Rangers, you're a bunch of morons. Yankees, you freaking suck, and I freaking hate you. I hope you guys lose in the first round of the playoffs. Like, screw you. I can't stand the Yankees. Yeah, and then the Twins, I mean, would have liked to. I mean, the Braves, you guys suck. I don't know what the heck you guys are doing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm okay. All right, I take that back. Braves, I feel kind of bad for you. You lost Mike Soroka. I get that. I get it. I mean, that sucks. You weren't expecting that, and you know, you're looking towards next season. You don't want to. You know, that was really unfortunate for the Braves. You really can't hate on the Braves. They weren't planning on that at all. You know, so for the Braves, it would have been nice if they got someone. You know, so but yeah, you know, honestly. Hey, why not? If Draftnik Mark can pick the Mets every single year to win the World Series, you know what? I'll say my Red Sox were winners at this deadline. I'm not going to say they're complete winners, but I'm glad the Red Sox got some stuff done. You know, it wasn't a lot, but the Red Sox got some decent players back. They got Hudson Potts. They got Jason Rosario. They got Connor Seabold. They got Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta hasn't really been doing all that great, but Nick Pivetta has some good things about him that maybe the Red Sox can work with. So I like what the Red Sox did. I would have liked if they got rid of J.D. Martinez or Jackie Bradley Jr. You know, it would have been completely interesting. It would have been very interesting if they traded away Xander Bogaerts. But, I mean, I'm glad they hung on to him. I'm glad they hung on to Christian Vasquez. He's one of the better defensive catchers in the league. Yeah. I mean, they got rid of Mitch Moreland. They got something out of Mitch Moreland, who probably wasn't coming back to the Red Sox next year. And if he was, he probably wasn't coming back after the next year. So I'm glad they got some good prospects for him. So I'll say the Red Sox are winners. So, yeah, I don't know. What about Fuzzy? I don't think Fuzzy is as worse as Draftnik Mark picking the freaking Mets to win every single year. Every time Draftnik Mark picks the Mets, I just really question, like, I don't know what he's doing. Okay, I'm not going to get into Draftnik Mark. Sorry, I want to go to sleep. Happy tonight. I cannot. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. But yeah, Fuzzy today, he was complaining about the Mike Clevinger trade. I was seeing him all over Twitter saying, like, I'm dead inside or blah, blah, blah. Fuzzy, what are you talking about, dude? Fuzzy. Okay, why the frick am I saying the word Fuzzy? I hate the way I'm saying. What is that guy's name? Can someone tell me that guy's name? I hate calling him Fuzzy. At least with Draftnik Mark, I can just call him Mark. What is Fuzzy's name? What is his name? I can't call someone Fuzzy. I mean, I deal with 7-year-olds all day, and I don't call any of them kids Fuzzy. What the heck are they talking? I mean, what is a Fuzzy? I don't get it. Fuzzy, what is your name? Please tell me your name. Are you here? Tell me your name in the chat. What is Fuzzy's name? It's Preston? I'm calling him Preston. I'm not calling him Fuzzy anymore. I can't do it. I'm not calling him Fuzzy. Absolutely not. We're calling Preston. Are you watching this right now? You got a good trade. You got a good trade back for Mike Clevinger. You got like 5 young guys back. Come on, dude. You got like 2 guys that are major league level, and you got good prospects. You got a future shortstop. What are you crying about? Seriously? What are you talking about, Preston? Preston, a.k.a. Fuzzy. I'm not calling you Fuzzy. I'm going to call you Preston. Because, you know, this is a man talking to a man, and I am not going to call someone Fuzzy. Change your name, Fuzzy. What is Fuzzy? You a stuffed animal? I'm not calling you Fuzzy. I'm calling you Preston. Hello, Sergeant Train. Welcome. Don't mind me. I'm kind of on a rampage right now. But Fuzzy, man, Preston, whatever you want me to call you. You got a good trade. It was a good trade. Yes, Mike Clevinger is one of the better pitchers in the game right now. But Mike Clevinger has been very inconsistent with injuries in the past few years. He was hurt coming into this year. He had something going on with his knee. So right now, Mike Clevinger, I mean, he's had some good years in the past, but he's very inconsistent when it comes to health. So right now, I think that's a great trade. Yeah, Mike Clevinger, when he's healthy and when he's on, he's one of the better pitchers in the game. But right now, you know, I think if you're an Indians fan, you should be very happy about the package you got for him. Very happy. Very happy. But alrighty, everyone. I am out of here. I'm going to go make some food. I'm probably very angry because I haven't eaten anything in like, I don't know, 5 hours. I'm a little grumpy if you don't notice. So when I don't eat, I get very grumpy. But yeah, everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight. Really appreciate that. Again, we had a good amount of people in the chat tonight. So yeah, everyone, it was a very exciting trade deadline. I love the trade deadline. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Be on the lookout for some more videos this week. I'm going to try and maybe get 1 or 2 videos out this week. I'm going to shoot for a live stream Sunday night. Let's say, I think it's Cubs Cardinals on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. I am actually not sure if I'm going to be in town Sunday night. I will let you guys know, but I am shooting to do a live stream Sunday night to do a watch along of the Cubs Cardinals. So, but yeah, I will do my best. Stream tomorrow, Daddy-O. What is the game tomorrow night? ESPN baseball schedule. Who's playing tonight or tomorrow night? Oh, wait, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. Do they have games on tomorrow? Oh, no, they don't have any games on tomorrow night or on Wednesday night. So I'm probably not going to be doing any more streams during the week, but Sunday is definitely looking like a realistic one. If I don't do a stream on Sunday, I will be doing a stream probably, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated because I might be going out of town this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend coming up, so I'll keep everyone updated. Either way, yeah, we'll be getting some stuff out. Again, very exciting trade deadline. The live stream last night was absolutely amazing. We got over 100 subscribers during that stream last night. That completely blew my mind. Had almost about $100 in Super Chat donations last night. I can't thank you guys enough for just coming out to the stream last night, liking the stream last night. We almost got up to 200 likes on the stream last night. That's amazing. Really appreciate everyone. You guys are awesome. It's been a very fun past week. So we are closing in on 2,000 subscribers. We're getting close. I mean, yesterday when I started the stream, I was just at above 1,700 subscribers. And now we're within 150 subscribers of 2,000. I started this channel back in December. It's been how many months now? It's been January, February. So it's been almost 9 months. And we're close to hitting 2,000 subscribers. I didn't even know if I was even going to get like 500 subscribers the first year, and we're closing in on 2,000. So that's all because of you guys. So I want to thank you guys, so much for, all the support you've given. I really appreciate it. It's been a really fun week. So really fun couple of days. But everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. That's all I got for tonight. Yeah, be on the lookout for some more content in the next week, and be on the lookout in the community on the community tab on my channel. I'll give you updates on some live streams for this week and just other videos that I may be posting. So, but that's all I got. Everyone, great talking tonight. I will talk to you next time.